What about humor in storytelling or presenting?
Never add humor. Sprinkle humor. I want to really sound more intelligent than these 100 people. If that is your kick, then your internalization will work. Nowadays, people don't understand what is TEDx actually. It is a platform where ideas worth spreading to be shared.
In the Indian context, there's a problem of language because of the native language and turning it in your head to speak in English.
People will perceive you because they are not perceiving your language, they are perceiving your feeling that time. If you see the journey of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, how he did his first speech in 1995 when he won his first Filmfare Up from DDLJ. The stakes will be high, the pressure will be there. What you say in that moment of pressure, which can fetch you the right answer which you really need, is what strategic communication is about.
Great to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'll first start with your introduction. I would ask you to introduce yourself. Who is author Seri, the man behind the title?
Okay, author Sherry is a self-accomplished professional who started from nowhere and who didn't do anything about the nitty-gritties of business, the nitty-gritties of becoming a corporate professional. But then from there he started working on himself. So it's a journey of self-improvement, it's a journey of personal growth, it's a journey of conviction, self-belief, power of wisdom, and all in all, if I have to sum up in one word, gratitude. And that's about author Sherry. And I think Bulle Shah has said it so beautifully. This is of more of Punjabi and Farsi and Urdu and Hindi. And he said, चढ़दे सूरज टलदे देखे बुझदे दीवे बलदे देखे हीरे दा कोई मूल ना जाने खोटे सिक्के चलदे देखे जिन्ना दा ना जग दे कोई ਉਹ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਪਲਦੇ ਦੇਖੇ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਰਹਿਮਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੰਦੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਚਲਦੇ ਦੇਖੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਦਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਲਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਪੱਥਰ ਗਲਦੇ ਦੇਖੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਦਰ ਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਰੱਬ ਦੀ ਹੱਥ ਖਾਲੀ ਉਹ ਮਲਦੇ ਦੇਖੇ ਕਈ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਨੰਗੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਲੱਭਣ ਛਾਵਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਾਤਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦਿੱਤਾ क्यों ना शुक्र मनावा मैनू दाता सब कुछ दिता क्यों ना शुक्र मनावा. So it's all about having shukrana. That's gratitude in life, and that has been the philosophy.
That's great. What a lovely shairi. And so you have also a very bold mission to create 1 million public speakers by 2030. Can you break that down a bit? What's the thought behind it?
The thought process is that see, you have to do something. I always believe that if you are doing some startup, now I mean Tatas have done startup, Reliance have done startup.
Yeah.
Startup is a fancy word. If you are doing something for the first time, you are starting from the scratch. So that's a startup. But these days, startup is taken as a word which is in buzz. Because you expect a lot of things to happen. You expect a team to happen. You expect a mentor to accompany you. Then you start your funding, and then you start becoming a company which is listed, and you get an IPO. So the journey goes like this.
Yeah.
When we talk about creating an organization or a startup, I believe that there's one important thing which you should consider including is what you can do for India.
Okay.
आप भारत के लिए क्या कर सकते हो? What's your contribution as the citizen of this country? वहाँ से ये सोच की शुरुआत हुई थी, and that's where it all started. And from there, I thought that there should be at least one public speaker in every household, and that became the vision to create one speaker in every household and have a mission to create 1 million public speakers in India by 2030, which means we are talking about 10 lakh youth leaders expressing their power of articulation, their power of public speaking, presenting their ideas and making their soft skill leveraging on the global platforms.
Understood.
And that is where it all started. And the journey has been quite magnificent so far. Over 1 lakh public speakers I have trained in the span of last 15 years or so. So it's been quite a journey and very rewarding. Of course, very challenging, but yes, at the end of the day, it gives you satisfaction when you are on a journey. You have a vision, you have a mission in your life. Then it just helps you to introspect.
Yeah.
And every time you are falling down or you take a comfort in your life and you say, no, 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 I have to get back. I have to get up and have to get back to my vision. I have to do this. So I think somewhere it's the mission which drives you. It gives you power. It gives you exuberance. It gives you strength, both inner and outer, to perform.
So when it comes to public speaking, the whole craft of communication and public speaking, some of the few challenges are, let's say, stage fear, confidence, self-doubt. So any framework, tips or hacks that you have that you recommend to build confidence, to get away with the stage fear?
See, before we get into any hacks, it's imperative to understand why public speaking fear happens to you. So if you go to the science of public speaking fear, it is basically a deep rooted neurons which performs in your brain. So it's like your brain is wired to feel that nervousness, because that same nervousness is crucial when you're about to jump from the cliff of hill. So there your brain will alert you, hey, 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 what are you doing? Don't do that, you will lose me. So that nervousness, that alertness is required. If I will ask you to put your finger inside the socket of the electric socket, you will be like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Okay.
No, don't do that. So you will stop yourself. And who's that inner communication? What is that inner communication inside you? That is that power. That is that nervousness. So it is in a way good for us.
Okay.
But when we talk about that nervousness coming to us on the stage, then we start feeling pessimistic about it, that why this is coming to me. Especially when you are in public stage and you're asked to speak about something and you start performing, and then your heart is pounding, your legs are shaking,
Yes.
you have your hands shivering.
Anxiety.
So that's where you connect to an anxiety. That's where you connect to the people fear, or you get into glossophobia state of mind. Glossophobia is one of those phobias where more than 75% of the people globally are suffering from it, where people have public speaking stage and anxiety. And if you ask somebody to speak one-to-one with a lot of people, they will do that. But the moment you will ask you to switch that communication to public, to speak in front of 20, 50, 100,000 people, they'll not feel comfortable about it. And that's just because they are not fine-tuned, they are not prepared, they are not strategized. Now here comes the hacks which are important. One is that one has to practice regularly. So public speaking comes to you with the regular patterns being created in your brain, and it's important to have those patterns. Second is that when you are talking about becoming a public speaker, you should have a hold on the content. Where is that content coming from? Is it coming from your experience? Is it coming from your reading? Is it coming from your own writing? Is it coming out from your observation? Find that out, research your content, and then prepare for your content. Extremely important. Because content is the kingdom, and your presentation is the queen, and public speaker is the king. That's an important equation you need to understand. So it's not that some people debate content is more important, presentation is more important. So it's everything is important in public speaking. Even if you speak and you start speaking and you take a pause, even that pause is very important. So that's also there. So I always say that silence is the mother in public speaking, and many of the speeches or many of our speeches don't have mothers.
Can you break that down a bit? Silence.
Yeah, silence is that when I'm talking to you, there are different pauses. So there's a reason why there's full stop and commas there in the language. So that connects you straight away to your flow of writing. And now we are talking about the subject of public speaking or communication. So it comes to your pausing. You have to take a pause. Because if I have to speak to you and your frequency of brain, it is at a certain level going up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not going straight. The moment I will start talking fast, it will connect to that straight line. And that straight line is not there actually. The frequency is up, down, up, down. That's where you need to take pause, talk, pause, talk, pause, talk.
That's
It
very
is
simple.
yeah, that's how I can simplify this for everybody to understand. So if I'm talking to you and if I will not take pauses, I'm not matching that frequency in your brain. That's where you will lose my communication. That's where you will not understand it.
Got it.
Or probably you will feel like, oh my God, he said a lot of things, but I didn't grab, I was not able to grab anything.
Grab it. So the frequency, the wavelength doesn't match.
Absolutely right. So it has to connect with the frequency. What is voice? It has frequency.
Yeah, you touched upon preparation. I think if you prepare well, then you might not have that anxiety or fear when you go on stage. Is that true? So, what do you have any recommend any step-by-step approach or what you should focus on during a preparation before going on stage?
Sure. So preparation involves a lot of practice. I always say practice never makes you perfect. It always makes you better. So practice makes you progressive. And when you will talk about your preparation, the first and foremost thing is you have to recite certain words which are not part of your vocabulary. And secondly, how you are presenting your thought is very important. And if you are not presenting your thought in a novel way, in a way which audience want to listen, so then your credibility as a speaker goes for a toss. You have to keep in mind that if I'm talking to, let's say, senior leadership or senior management people, so their people already know about your subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're talking in front of them, they are there to learn something new from you. What new you're talking, you should focus on that. How you are saying the same thing, but in a different way. Think about it. There are different perspectives, how we perceive lives around us. So how you are giving those fresh perspectives, think about it. If you can include this package in your talk, your preparation will definitely go well. And besides that, there are ways to do practice. So some people say stand in front of the mirror and talk. I always say that don't do that. Never practice in front of the mirror, because the person you are watching in front of the mirror is you.
Yeah.
And in audience, when you're going to deliver a talk, you will not watch yourself. You will watch the audience. And there's a contradiction there.
Yes.
That's why if you're practicing, at least practice by visualizing the audience. Stand in front of a blank wall, practice, visualize the people. Visualize in your eyes in a state of mind that there are people who are watching me. The second way of doing that is take your mobile phone camera, record yourself, check your voice, so your voice resonance, your voice range, how you're doing voice modulation, your body language, and more importantly, how you are appearing, how your message is coming across. Record yourself as a speaker, listen yourself as an audience. And the third thing which I would like to recommend is that we are living in the age of artificial intelligence. So there are different virtual reality interfaces which are available on YouTube. So you can type VR speech interface and you will get a lot of them. Watch them on the YouTube in the front of the screen. So it will be a dummy audience in front of you, which will behave like audience. Somebody is paying attention, somebody is standing up, somebody is playing games on mobile. So it will give you the reality on the screen. And then you have to address your talk. And that interface of VR will help you practice much, much better. Because you cannot stop distractions. I remember I was giving a presentation at corporate and everything started so well. Even the screen was working, the laptop was working, the presentation pointer was working. But the moment I arrived on the stage and I started talking for 5 minutes, and then I just checked on the button, I don't know what happened in that moment. It was not going ahead. We kept on trying. That technician also got frustrated for 10-15 minutes. And that is where you need to have a backup of your content. So I always say that if you have a speech of 1 hour, you should have at least 10 hours of content with you. So multiplication of 10 is the mantra for your success in any presentation. It should be a part of your presentation. So if you're talking for 1 hour, 10 hour of content will give you extra mileage. If you get any kind of a stoppage or halt in between due to any technology fault or due to any electricity failure, there you will not stop. There you will keep on talking in flow, and that's where people will perceive you as an expert. Remember, you're not talking to robots. These are real human beings. They have real heart. They have real brain. So they understand everything what's happening with you, and they also relate. Yeah, had I been there, I would have been pissed off. But this guy is smiling.
Yeah.
So they understand that thing
connect.
in a human grain, and they connect, and that's where you build your credibility. That's very important.
That's very important. So you're saying all kinds of preparation, just not the content, but also the technical aspect of it. All kinds of preparation before you go on stage. I think storytelling is also very core to public speaking. But what about personal storytelling? Samna? How much should you use or not use your personal experiences?
It depends. See, if you are in a set of corporate lecture, there you have to handpick your stories wisely. You cannot say that I was poor, I started earning well, and I got a good job, and I got a good business. Now I'm a millionaire, billionaire. This kind of a story will not excite any CEO, or maybe will not excite any functional head, because they are not there to listen to that story. So you have to understand what is the central idea of your talk, why you are here. Understand your why well when you're going to the audience or in front of the audience. That's where you will relate to the story well. That's where you will handpick your anecdotes accordingly. So pick your stories wisely. Personal stories can be part of it, no doubt about it, but what kind of personal story? It depends. If I connect my personal story of corporate journey to a corporate gig, it matches. A corporate journey, a corporate employee, it is matching corporate connection. So that is where it may get effective. Again, you have to be very specific what story you're picking up. What side of the story, what side of the message you want audience to pick up. That's extremely important for you to understand. When we talk about different ingredients of personal story, of course, there's a basic, simple storytelling framework which I can recommend, is that you are a character. Always talk about character. And there's a desire you always have when you are doing something. So like we are doing this podcast, what is the desire? Maximum people can watch this. So there's a desire. Yeah. Or maximum people can take value from this podcast. So there's again a desire. Yeah. So we should always have the clear desire in the story. And the third ingredient is conflict. Without conflict, the story is incomplete. If I have to say that I have to rush towards this place and I got the address wrong, so it's a conflict. Then people want to understand what happened after the address was wrong and how did you reach that place again.
They want to know.
Yeah. So if I can share that conflict and how I was able to resolute that conflict to a state of solution, that is where people want to learn from your story. So if you are into a corporate setup, if you are talking to a group of people who are in the corporate world and they want to listen to you, you should always give examples. You should always tell stories which has relatability of an example, and then people will have takeaways as per their understanding.
They also say the first 20 seconds or 30 seconds in the speech is very important. Any tips there?
Oh yes, I always say that whenever you are starting your speech, do not start with good mornings and oh, I'm so sorry I got late. The weather is not so good. I hope you guys don't mind if I just drink a glass of water. So don't do all these things. People are expecting you to perform. Of course, they want an original speaker. They want speaker to be vulnerable and authentic, but that does not mean that you should get casual. There is a difference between getting vulnerable and getting casual. You have to understand that fine line. And secondly, when we talk about starting, initial 30 seconds and last 30 seconds or 1 minute or 5 minutes, depending on the tenure of the talk, is extremely important. Why? Because when you're starting, your audience is expecting that you will create a connection. As a speaker, how you're connecting that connection is what you need to think. The first method is you start with a sparkling quote. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Hello friends, my name is author Sherry. Today we will discuss about the journey of successful people. But I need to understand one thing. Why these people got successful? And you might be thinking, why these people got so much of success in their life? Are there any particular reasons for that? Or their life was designed like that? Well, let's talk about that. Now, when we talk about giving a statistic, the statistics should give a clear outcome of what you're going to talk. 92% of the people in the corporate world who shift from middle management to senior management, they struggle badly in public speaking and presenting themselves in a group of people. Friends, let us start by understanding why this fear is coming so naturally to all of us. Is there any way out? Can we beat this fear? Can we remove ourselves from that 92% and become the part of that 8% who are in the top category? Let's figure it out. Then third is when you are giving a story. That story will also become a very powerful start. You can start with any anecdote. And a short story will set the tone of the entire narrative of content or the narrative of the talk you are going to do. So first is, as I said,
Quote.
you can start with a sparkling quote. Second can be a statistics. And third can
Story.
be a story. These are the three excellent ways and very evergreen ways, I would say, that will help any speaker to have a memorable start.
What about humor in storytelling or presenting?
Humor is something when you are not expecting me to say something and I say that and you laugh.
Yeah.
So that's one way of creating it. The second way of doing that is you can show some kind of humor with some kind of a small gig or some situation or some illustration and people laugh at it. The third way of doing that is that what people are thinking. So there's a language which is there in the brain which connects you with your reality, and immediately you speak that language which goes unsaid, and you speak that in front of the audience with your content. So people laugh at that. There are ways of doing humor, but I always say that you're not a stand-up comedian. You are a speaker. Either you are a public speaker, either you are a motivational speaker, or you are an inspirational speaker, or you are a professional speaker delivering your subjects on certain topics. हमेशा ये ध्यान रखना है कि add humor is a wrong philosophy. Never add humor. Sprinkle humor. Never add
What is the
humor.
difference?
Difference is that it's like you are making it more vivid. You are beautifying it with humor. It's like cherry on the cake. So you are making it vivid, you are making it special, but you are not adding something into it. It's like a topping done in the right way.
Not for the sake of it.
Yeah, not for the sake of it. And even if you don't know how to get into the ability of making people laugh, so don't even attempt that. First, be good at it. Practice that. Practice that thing in front of people where your stakes are not high. But when your stakes are high and if you attempt humor and if it doesn't go well, then it goes against you as a speaker.
Yeah, if it backfires, then
it does backfire, and most of the time you feel that, oh, I wish I would have done this better. So instead of getting yourself into that thought process and in that situation, I say that you attempt that in front of public, but do that where your stakes are not high, stakes are low, and then you take a feedback. Get into the habit of asking people, what was the most beautiful thing and most memorable thing you have from my speech as a takeaway? People will tell you, अब आपने जो सुनाया था ना चुटकुला बड़ा अच्छा था वो, उस पे बड़ा हंसी आया. So there, that person is indicating that your humor worked. So there you get that signal, and then you start working, and you become more polished. That's how you should use humor.
Got it. Is perfection more important or authenticity?
I believe it's a combination of both in public speaking. Because if you will not get perfect at your script when your reputation is high and when your stakes are high in front of people, there you need to use certain words where you need to use certain words. There your authenticity will not allow you to use certain words. So there perfection is required to learn those words, to absorb that.
Yeah.
And then authenticity will be combined. You're using one portion of that perfection, that script, and one portion of your authenticity. That's where it gets more connecting. Because, as I said, there are a lot of people who know a lot of things. And let's understand, we are in the 21st century, sir, and we are talking about the millennials and Gen Zs who know more than you. I coach a boy right now. He must be around 11 years. What's that age? Nothing. If you ask him about space, he will beat you. He has enormous knowledge on space, science. He's just 11. And you'll be surprised how he learned that. YouTube. He watches more YouTube than a normal human being. He has embedded all those tips, techniques, ideas, innovation, research, and he's intelligent than you. So just because YouTube is there are sources available like YouTube. All I want to say is, if you have to get better at your speech, you need to understand who is your audience, what they know. How can I become 10% extra in front of them? That is where you need perfection. That is where you need authenticity. So I call this as extemporaneous. So extemporaneous means you are scripted somewhere and then you are authentic somewhere. You combine that and you become extemporaneous.
Coming to extemporaneous, I think the word caught my attention. Extempore. Sometimes it happens that you are suddenly invited on stage without any preparation. Any hack that you can give, a technique that you can, when you are suddenly invited on a stage, how to say something, or sometimes your brain.
Oh, this happened many times. In fact, I use this a lot in my training and coaching sessions also. See, the first and foremost thing is you need to take a long breath. If you don't know anything about it, you're completely blank. Second, try to find out a keyword around you.
Okay.
Any keyword. And then give explanation to that keyword. Let's say, for example, right now I'm sitting here and it's written, do not enter without permission. So there are two words, enter, permission. Can negativity enter without your permission in your life?
Oh, that's
Look,
lovely.
I have got the content.
Awesome.
Can positivity come with your permission, or it can enter from anywhere? Now I've got the content. So how you pick that word and you converted that into a content which gives you a topic, which gives you a question. So convert the keyword to a question and answer that question. Another way is that you can bring your feelings. Your feeling has a content. Whether you are in a negative feeling, whether you are in a positive feeling, you are in a content. If I have to ask you in last 1 week, have you been into that state of mind where your feelings were totally negative or your feelings were totally positive?
Yeah. Both the spectrum.
Yeah. If both the spectrums are there, then I must share, if you start explaining that state of negativity or that state of positivity, it has a story. So get into the feeling, and that feeling you start expressing, it will have a story.
Do you think great communicators sometimes they get an advantage over someone who has better competence? It happens if you communicate well, especially in corporate life.
It does. I think people sometimes go hard on people and they go soft on problem. And what they have to do opposite. They have to go hard on problem and get soft on people. And that's where things will change dramatically. And second thing is that if you are growing up in your ladder of success in corporate world or in business world, you need to understand the specificity of the communication. The stress will be there, the stakes will be high, the pressure will be there. What you say in that moment of pressure, which can fetch you the right answer which you really need, is what strategic communication is about. And thirdly, most of the time you will see people fighting for fake egos, fake beliefs, fake impressions. It doesn't work. If you really need to get out some real communication, you need to have the objective. What do I really want from that communication? If that clarity is there, definitely you have the competence, and then competence will give you a huge access to your life with a lot of success. And people talk about three questions. I talk about four questions, and rather a sixth one or fifth one also, I would say. So one is IQ, second is SQ, third is EQ, and fourth is SQ. So IQ is intelligent quotient, SQ is social quotient, EQ is emotional quotient, SPQ is spiritual quotient, and there is spiritual and emotional maturity. That's important.
Emotional adulthood.
Yeah, emotional maturity is the need of the hour. So what you should not say is equally important on what you should say. That's emotional maturity. And if you can learn that, I think that your maturity will be visible, and people like that. Especially we're talking about good mature people. They know where you're coming from. They know you're in the problem. They know you are in fuss. They know that you're unhappy about certain things. But if you talk with more grace and ability, where you can express in such a way that they will understand that this guy actually is mature, that's when they are taken away. And that's where persuasion happens, actually.
Yeah, true. So when you train a group of people, I'm sure that you realize that there are many, or in case you are coaching people, and you realize over the time that motivation तो हो गया, लेकिन बाद में they don't implement it. So what is your process of making them internalize any framework?
Oh, the best way is that you start using that in front of the real audience. Motivation is always temporary. You need that regularly. It is required, but it will not last forever. Motivation is created to create those habits, and habits will build your character. And from there, you will implement that in front of audience. I think that is what will bring you internalization. And secondly, the most important part of internalization is your interest. Do you really love what you are doing, or you are just doing it for the sake of a coach who said कि ये करना है, आप कर रहे हो? And third important aspect is that what do you really want to achieve from that internalization? Does that give you that kick कि मुझे आता है और बाकी 100 लोगों को नहीं आता? If that is your kick, then internalization will work. Or if you will say, I want to really sound more intelligent than these 100 people. If that is your kick, then your internalization will work. And thirdly, how you portray yourself. You want to be seen as somebody who's the most celebrated speaker, or most influential talker, or most influential public speaker. And how you can do that? You can only do that when you know a little more than people who are there in the audience. And that is where internalization will work. So these are the triggers which will help you internalize more.
So as a leader, how do you communicate your vision or your goals and objectives to people around you very clearly, and also kind of influence people and persuade people? Any frameworks or any tips?
I think one old school framework which Aristotle gave us, which is ethos, logos, pathos, it works so well. So when we talk about ethos is all about becoming an authority in your subject. So you should know your subject well. What you're talking, you should be very clear with your artistic way of describing it, or your articulation. Second is logos. Logos has more to do with what subject knowledge and what logics you are giving. So your logical reasoning has to be clear. If you have your logics clear in your brain, you are passing on the same neuron to the people in front of you. So if message is clear here, it will be clear there. If you are confused here, you are passing on this confusion. And ethos, logos, and pathos.
Pathos.
Pathos is more about how you get more into emotions. So how you bring characters, dialogues, scenes, and feelings. And that's where you connect to the storytelling part.
Yeah.
So ethos, logos, pathos is one framework which is really, I mean, what Aristotle taught thousands of years ago.
Still
It is still relevant in today's world because the policy and philosophy of talk and chalk is irreplaceable. And that is where I see this.
Yeah, because in the audience also you always have these three kind of people if you categorize them. So someone will get appealed with logic, someone with emotions, and so on. Yeah. So if you had to train a leader for 1 month, let's say, so what all soft skills are mandatory according to you that you want to drill into them?
First and foremost is ability to learn. The second is ability to unlearn. And the third is ability to relearn. If these three things exist, I think then we need to find out the right set of soft skill which is required. Sometimes it's the combination of personal development, grooming, and language. Sometimes it's the combination of uh, your behavioral thinking and your time management and your leadership abilities. And sometimes it's a combination of your overall personality and your public speaking. And then, of course, how you can sound more confidence, your confidence skills. So I think this is what you need to understand, the right combination, because every lock has a different key. Every individual has a different state of mind, different environment, and they behave differently. So you need to figure that out, diagnose that well. That's how it works.
Yeah. So you train a lot of CXOs, CEOs, entrepreneurs. Which group of people have surprised you in terms of their growth, resilience, learning?
Many of them, in fact, I have trained a lot of industrialists, I have trained a lot of corporate promoters. There are a lot of examples. I remember one of the corporate promoters who's an Harvard alumni. Now, he is not at all less in any way. He is more powerful when he communicates, even more powerful than me, which I realize. But what makes him lose that communication many times is his own ego. And if you can help that person to remove ego from communication, that is where the game is. So, I mean, I face a lot of challenge, and that's where psychology is very important. I have been an ardent student of human psychology, human behavior, and that has really helped me over a period of time.
What do TEDx speakers do differently, in your view?
Nothing, I would say, in today's time, nothing. There were years back when TED was, it still is a very reputed platform. But nowadays, people don't understand what is TEDx actually. It is a platform where ideas worth spreading to be shared. But these days, people are just sharing their stories,
Yeah,
their failures on TEDx.
different branches of TEDx.
I don't see these kind of things to be shared on TEDx. For that, you have Josh Talks, you have my platform MS Talks. You can come on MS Talks. We have MS Talks Premium Vertical also, where we have a lot of polished speakers coming and share their stories. That is a platform. If you are on TEDx, you should have the right idea which can influence people. Because remember, you are there to share an idea, and an idea which can bring wisdom, which can change others' perspectives. So I think that is where I see TEDx very differently.
In the Indian context, there's a problem of language because of the native language and turning it in your head to speak in English when it is required to. So let's talk about articulation, how important it is, and what are the challenges and how to improve on it.
See, the major challenges which I had been through when we talk about this subject of language, one is that people have a lot of pronunciation issues. They use
Mother
the
tongue
word,
influence.
yeah, mother tongue MTI is one issue. Then the stuttering is one part, stammering is one part, and then speech clarity is one part, voice volume, voice pitching is one part, and articulation is another big challenge people face. And as you rightly said, transliterating from Hindi to English or English to Hindi at times is also a difficult part. Well, it has its own ways of doing it, But yes, most of the time we use certain tools to help people come out of their challenges. And broadly, it has got to do more with practice and right exercises and right strategies, which your coach can tell. And we do that professionally. But at the same time, I think when you speak with a lot of intent, when you speak with a lot of heart, then even if you are speaking in a wrong way, even if you are not very good in language, you don't
There
have
are
any
many
good,
examples of that as well.
people will perceive you because they are not perceiving your language, they are perceiving your feeling that time.
That's where the real definition of communication comes from. I mean, if you are connecting and people are understanding in whichever language they say, it still doesn't matter.
Absolutely, because nobody can be perfect, and there are very few who are near to perfect or perfect, like Dr. Shashi Tharoor. So there are examples to it where people are excellent orators, but it's a journey. If you see the journey of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, how he did his first speech in 1995 when he won his first Filmfare from DDLJ, Dil Wale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, directed by Yash Chopra. He won his first Filmfare. If you look at his speech, all these speeches are there on YouTube. If you look at his 1995 speech versus his 2005, 2001 speech, 20 years, drastic change. Because that Bollywood actor also understood that every time I have to come here to collect the award, I have to give a thank you speech. If I have to give a Thanksgiving speech, I have to be prepared well. I know what points I have to cover. So I need structures, I need preparation, I need stories, I need dialogues. He understood that.
Yeah.
And that is where things get changed.
Rightly said, it's a journey. So, who are some great orators or public speakers that you would recommend that our listeners and viewers could analyze them or follow them?
Oh, there are many of them. Rather than speakers, I would say that there are many speakers who have given multiple talks. There are many speakers who have given just one talk. I would say watch out for YouTube channels like Toastmasters International. You will get a lot of winning speeches over there. Check out those winning speeches. There's a lot to learn from them. There's a channel by the name of English Speeches. Go and check out the speeches over there. You'll find different ardent speakers over there and you will learn a lot. There are a lot of Bollywood actors who have given speeches like Priyanka, Shah Rukh, and Kabir Bedi and Salman himself. And these are a lot of people who are role models for a lot of individuals. And there are more examples from the politics also. Our own beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi also being an excellent orator. Then we have Dr. Shashi Tharoor, Smriti Mahajan, Smriti Irani, sorry. So Smriti Irani now is back. She's back to the TV soaps again. But there's a lot more to talk about on what kind of orator you want to follow. And I'm here to say don't follow or don't copy anybody. Just take inspiration and see where you can get better. It's all about surmounting your own failures to success rather than copying somebody.
A great insight, sir. Really great tips and hacks that you had given. How can people follow your work? I'm seeing your content creator yourself. You have built content around Instagram and YouTube. But how can people follow your work?
I'm available on Instagram. My YouTube videos are quite regular. You can check out my LinkedIn profile. I'm available, and if you wish to follow me for my content, best is Instagram and YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure hosting you.
Thank you so much.